And for today's video, I figured I would show you guys what I basically do every morning for my makeup. Monday through Friday, I do have to get myself ready to go to work in the morning. And although I do like to get up early and leave myself a lot of time in the morning to just get myself ready, I don't love spending a ton of time on my makeup every single morning. There are definitely some mornings where I wake up and I'm like, oh, I want to do a full face, full glam, like glitter, but a lot of the time I do like to keep my makeup very minimal, very easy, very quick, and I do like to look very natural. For my base, I'm going to go in with the Sephora Clean Glowing Skin Foundation, and I'm using the shade 15. It totally varies on whether I'm wearing tinted moisturizer or a foundation, but lately I've actually been skipping concealer. We'll see if I end up skipping concealer today because I do have some blemishes that I would like to cover up, but I'll show you guys how I end up skipping concealer a lot of the time. I do like to apply all of my foundation products, whether that is a full coverage foundation or a tinted moisturizer. I do typically like to apply it with a brush. It's just the fastest in my opinion, and whenever I need to do something very quickly, I tend to always use a brush. So this is one layer of the tinted moisturizer. This does say foundation, but I feel this definitely is more of a tinted moisturizer on me. I am still going to not apply concealer today, but I am taking a little bit more of my foundation and I'm taking it on a sponge and I'm just pressing it into my skin and then pressing it wherever I want extra coverage. It's kind of like an easy way to avoid having to get out another product, and really if you wanted, you could definitely just, you know, squirt out a lot of product in the back of your hand and just only work from there. But I am just applying it under my eyes as well to act as an under eye concealer. Obviously, you know, everyone's routine is different, but I really don't mind if I have, you know, extra blemishes peeking through. Like here is like, you know, not doing the best for me. It's not doing me any favors, but I don't really mind that it's there. It just is what it is. When I'm trying to get myself ready super quick in the morning, I'm not too concerned about making sure everything is covered up. I mainly just want a really nice even base to work with. For my bronzer, I pretty much every single morning use the Physicians Formula Sculpting Bronzer. It's the best. I do have the shade Mocha, and I just apply a little bit, you know, around my face, and then I do pat some on my nose a little bit just so the color is all over and not just on the outside perimeter. And then I just take my e.l.f. Precision Airbrush Precision Brush. I'll leave it linked down below, but I just take this brush and blend everything out. This is my favorite brush to use for cream bronzer or contour. It blends it all out so nicely. I'll hit my nose, and this is like a super quick step for me. I know sometimes, you know, cream bronzer can be a bit intimidating, but for me, it really does just kind of feel like, okay, gotta smear this all over my face and then get going. Just very, very quick for me. And I do always take a little bit on the eyelids. It's just something that I like to do, add some extra color, and then just clean up right underneath that cheekbone. Next, I'll be going in with my Danielle Sandler blush. I am obsessed with my Danielle Sandler blushes. I cannot get enough of these, and they are so easy to use and they look gorgeous on the skin, and I love how long wearing they are, and I love the fact that they are a cream, like a liquid cream product, but they never make my cheeks look excessively oily at the end of the day. So I tend to gravitate towards my Danielle Sandler watercolor liquid blushes quite often, and this is in the shade Spicy. I just take a little bit on the back of my hand. I did 2 drops today. I usually just do 1. So I think this is maybe like a bit too much, but I just load it up on my brush, and I'm using the Real Techniques Duo Fiber Contour Brush. It's unfortunately not available anymore, but some of you guys do send me pictures where you like end up finding the set on like Poshmark or something, which honestly I think is a pretty good idea. Like if you are really desperate for one of these brushes, which it's literally so good. I've had this brush for actual years. It never ever sheds, and it's the only brush that I use for like cream, blush, or anything. And plus, brushes are one of those things where you can absolutely clean and sterilize, and you'll be good to go. So yeah, Real Techniques Duo Fiber Contour brush. It came in a set with like 2 other brushes. So if you ever find it, don't pass it up. So that is pretty much the skin for me. If I remember, I do sometimes go in with a little bit of powder, but mainly like at that point, I just don't really bother setting my skin too often, especially because I don't really have a ton of product on my skin. I really just have some tinted moisturizer, bronzer, and a little bit of blush. For my brows, I do like to go in with like a brow gel, like a tinted brow gel. And for today, I'm using a little bit of my Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade Gel. What is this called, actually? Dipbrow Gel is what I'm using. I have to go in with a really light hand because this stuff is intense, but it's so nice to just have something that I know will look good when kind of brushed through the brows, and it's also super easy. And it's kind of like a 2-in-1 because it fills it in pretty good, and I do always need a little bit of extra help kind of like with my brows being filled in, especially on the tail end, and this is just really easy to just brush through. Moving on to my eyes, I really do not like to give myself the time to like do primer and all that. Sometimes I really just like slap on a matte eyeshadow and just call it a day. But e.l.f. recently came out with these liquid shadows. They are their liquid shimmering eyeshadows. They do have like the glitter ones, and I don't really like those too much. I feel the glitter to kind of liquid ratio isn't that good, and it ends up looking a bit chunky and then sheer. But these are gorgeous. They are so nice, and they are actually very comparable to the Stila shimmering glows. But I definitely do think that these e.l.f. liquid shimmering eyeshadows do compare to the Stila ones. They are very nice, and I just blend it out with my fingers. Sometimes I do use a brush, which I actually think I am going to grab a brush real quick, but I just want to like even it out with my fingers real quick. This is the shade Comet, by the way. I picked out 3 of these, and this might be my favorite. It's just such a nice like everyday little eyeshadow. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hand like that, and I'm going to take my brush, kind of swirl it around, and then add like a little bit more in the crease. That's like nice and blended, and I'll add a little bit. Just adding a little bit here. And what I really love most about these shadows, aside from them looking like gorgeous and being really easy to just like slap on and go, they are pretty crease proof, considering I don't have any primer on. I have not tried these with actual primer yet, just because I'm like actually that lazy, but I would imagine that these last even longer when you do use primer. But I can pretty much go through my entire workday with very minimal creasing. I'm just going to go ahead and curl my lashes, and then I'm just going to apply some mascara. This is the Wander Beauty Mascara Unlashed Volume and Curl. And then my very last step is lips. I typically go for a lipstick, which I know like a lot of people when they are in a rush, they like to grab maybe like a gloss or a tinted lip balm. For me, I like a lipstick because I know that 1, it's going to be long wearing, 2, it's really easy for me to just throw on my bag, 3, it looks a lot, it kind of makes my very natural, very like simple look kind of like a little bit more glam, like a little bit more put together. So I definitely like lipstick for those reasons. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Staunch lipstick. It is maybe my favorite pinky brown nude. I do plan on doing a declutter of all of my lipsticks and like lip products, and I think after I do my declutter, I am going to do like my top 5 or like maybe my top 10 favorite pinky brown nude lip products, and like yeah, like this guy will be in there, but it's just so good. To finish up my face, I am going to set my skin with powder. And I'm just using the Undone Beauty Under Over powder. The Undone Beauty powder is also pressed, which I think makes it like a bit easier. And if you are someone who likes to pack like a little makeup bag for touch-ups, the Undone Beauty powder is like amazing for touch-ups. It never ever looks cakey whenever you want to dust a little bit on your skin after you've been wearing your makeup for a few hours. And it's also in a compact, which makes things really easy. Lastly, I do not leave the house unless I spray my Urban Decay All-Nighter. It truly makes a difference, making your makeup last the longest it possibly can. And that is it. I'm going to go ahead and take my hair out of this bun. So this is the final look. This is pretty much what I end up looking like every single day that I do my makeup in the morning. A lot of times the products do vary, like sometimes I will grab a different foundation, more full coverage, or just a different tinted moisturizer. Sometimes I'm using different blush or different mascara. But pretty much this is the look that I end up going for and the types of products that I typically end up reaching for. Although my skin is not looking perfect, my eyebrows are not looking perfect, this isn't like a super, you know, interesting makeup look. I feel really good about it and I feel really good whenever I'm wearing it, and I also am confident that this makeup will last me the entire day. And those are just the things that are most important to me when I am doing my makeup in the morning. I really just want something that is going to make me feel good, that's going to make me look pretty decent, and that I know is going to last me the whole day. I don't want to end up in the middle of the day fussing in front of a mirror with my makeup if it's not looking how I like. So I know that this makeup is going to look good all day and when I get home from work. Plus I feel very beautiful in this makeup and it didn't take me that long to do. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. If there are any other videos you guys want to see from me in the future, definitely let me know in the comments down below. If you aren't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and do so, and hopefully I see you next time.